How can you tell if your YouTube SEO is working? Maybe your TubeBuddy score is a 90 and vidIQ says you're crushing it, but you're still not getting views. Your videos aren't ranking at the top of search. So what's going on with this? Well, in this episode, I'm going to actually expose why some of these tools are actually lying to you. I want to show you how you can actually tell if your SEO efforts are working. Just by watching this episode, you'll have a scoring system that will cut through the noise, and you'll be able to see very clearly exactly what progress you're making and what steps to take next. Let's dive right in. So if you've got TubeBuddy or vidIQ and it's showing you a high score, but you don't know what does that mean? Are you actually getting any results from it? Well, I invite you to check a couple things. In YouTube Analytics, you can see how many views videos are getting and check, am I getting more views on this video? Or if you compare your score, let's say one video has a score from vidIQ of 50%, another one has 100%. Are these videos getting different numbers of views? It can become really confusing because those scores don't actually mean anything. A report that does mean something that's within YouTube Analytics is the search report. Let me take you behind the scenes and introduce you to Jason Schroeder. We just crossed 40,000 subscribers on this channel. He's pretty excited about it. He just filmed here yesterday. Well, if I come into the Creator Studio, I'm going to show you my favorite report. When you come into Analytics, you've actually got to come over here to Advanced Mode. And then you click on Traffic Source, and you see all the different sources of traffic. We focus on YouTube search because search is the most valuable type of traffic for lead generation, okay? If you want videos to go viral, you're usually looking at suggested traffic, and that's gonna help you get a lot more views so you can get paid more ad revenue. But if you've got a business and you're generating leads, search traffic is the most valuable. So what we're looking at here, it says YouTube search has had 35,000 views in the last 28 days. You can adjust the length of time, whether we want to go to 7 days or 90 or even the whole year or a custom date range. But watch this. So first I'm going to click on YouTube search. So we just see those numbers. But then I'm also going to come up here to compare to and click period over period. So this report is amazing. The left side, which is blue, is the last 28 days. And the purple side on the right is the 28 days prior to that. So you can actually see, is there growth? Is my search traffic increasing? All right, I'm going to show you a 90-day time frame. And then if I come up here and click compare to period over period, on the left, that's blue, that's the last 90 days. And on the right, it's in purple, it's the 90 days previous. So we'll just call them quarters. So in the previous quarter, you see that he had 107,000 views just from search, and that grew to this quarter to 122,000 views from search. Now, sometimes when we check these numbers, we do go down. When you're following the right strategy, these numbers always increase because we're putting more and more videos out there that are showing up in search. And these videos are evergreen, so they last years and years and years. So it's just like building momentum or growing that snowball. As I'm checking my different clients' channels and looking at their analytics, if I ever see those numbers go down, it's a good indicator, have they stopped following my strategy? Have they started talking more about trending topics or just topics that they're excited to talk about but no one is searching for? Let me show you a scoring system that I created. I use a Google spreadsheet, so this looks a little bit boring, but when you understand what it's showing, this is actually very exciting. So stay with me on this, all right? So this is for a channel that I produce for Nicolene Peck. She's a parenting expert, and we found all these questions about parent-children effect. All of these questions have those three words in there. And when we checked her ranking on November 27th of 24, she was ranking at the top for one of these questions. The starting means we had to scroll down, but we still found her in the top 20. And then there's several here that you see that she wasn't ranking for. And then you see on December 7th, she filmed 5 of these episodes. By December 26th, she had 3 yeses and 3 startings. And if you add up the yeses with a score of 1 and the startings a score of 0.25, that adds up to a 3.75. So we increased from the 1.5 to a 3.75. And without doing anything else, just giving it a little bit more time, by January 10th, she was up to a score of a 6.25. A couple weeks later, we got a score of 6. But this spreadsheet is a very simple way to keep our own score, and we can look at it and say, are Nicolene's efforts worth it? Are we getting results? And clearly, yeah, I mean, out of these 11 questions that we want to rank for on YouTube, we want to dominate this whole group of questions. We went from a score of 1.5 out of 11, and now we're up to 6 out of 11. Now here's an example for Jason Schroeder, the channel I showed you a moment ago. This is a branch that's construction manager salary. Just all the questions on that topic. There's 21 that we found. And when we checked in October, he had a score of 3.25 out of 21. By November, that score went up to 8, then it went up to 11 later that month. Then in December, it went up to 18. By the end of December, he's 21 out of 21. We checked a couple months later, still 21 out of 21. So if TubeBuddy or vidIQ gives you a score of 100%, wahoo, that doesn't mean anything. But when you're tracking this, and this is how you keep track of your score, 100% is very exciting. This means that he's dominating it. So if you go to YouTube right now, and you even just type in these 3 words, construction manager salary, you'll find Jason Schroeder ranking at the top. When people think of SEO or try and think of what does that mean for YouTube, what does YouTube SEO look like, it's actually a lot simpler than any SEO of the past or any SEO for websites. What SEO for YouTube means today is you dive into keyword research first before you even film anything or think about what content. Definitely before you put a new battery in your camera. If you do keyword research, you can hone in on your target audience and what questions they're asking. That part is critical because then it can steer you into what content you want to create. So you can start outlining your content and planning your answers to these questions. Then you get out the camera and you film and you answer those questions. You'll find a lot of services out there that will try and do something afterwards to your content. They'll add tags to it. They'll get likes, they'll get views, they'll get subscribers to your channel. But all these services actually hurt your channel because it's not real people that found you through search. Most of the time, it's just programs, it's just bot. It's actually not real people at all. And YouTube itself, the YouTube algorithm is working really hard to just filter out any spam, anything that's fake. So any channels that participate in that just get banned or get ghosted. But isn't it refreshing to know that you can find questions that your ideal clients are asking, these really, really specific questions, and all you have to do is make content that is really valuable answering their questions. My hope in this episode was to open your eyes to what's possible, but I've also created a full course. It's a 45-minute course, but I've linked to it right here on YouTube. It's called my YouTube SEO full course. If you really want to get results on YouTube and have all of your videos ranking at the top of YouTube search, and if you want to map out a strategy over the next several months or even year of exactly where you're going to dominate and when, I highly recommend taking this course. Taking this course just means watching that next video. So I'll see you there.